1.1 million people, or thereabouts, took to the streets in Paris and surrounding cities in France. And you know what, warriors? Look at the images online. Millions of people in the streets. And you know what they're fighting for in France? Their pensions. Let me explain a little bit. Why do we even care about France? Because it occurred to me as I saw these images of people flocking in the streets in the rain, no less. They're upset because the retirement age in France, 62, and the government now wants to make it 64. And I couldn't help but think, wow, okay, important if you're in France, but how come in the United States we don't have people flocking, pouring into the streets to protect our children? CSAM, child sexual abuse material. Raising awareness, saying our government must do more than they're doing to protect our children online and in real time. We know the internet is, in my opinion, right up there as one of the, I'll say, as the number one predator, because that's where everything is happening. We know children are addicted to the internet, to the gaming, to the platforms. Algorithms are being directed at our children. We have a youth mental health crisis. I think you know all this, warriors. We don't have to go through the list. But I can't help but thinking, why don't we have people in the United States protesting? Peacefully, of course. That is the warrior way. But we talk a lot of reaction, not take action. The number one thing on every elected officials, politician, whatever you want to call these people, on their minds, on their platforms, should be the protection of our children, family protection, and it's not. And I spent a good deal of time before the midterms going around meeting with different people, elected officials, staff, saying if we could get child safety, digital safety on the platform, I think you'd have a winner, because nobody was talking about any of that. Nobody was talking about the safety of families. Everybody was just talking about everything else. And when we say crime, this is a crime. So to me, this was a winning platform. And you know what, warriors? I couldn't get one in the states of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut to listen to me, because I'd say if people heard this was the platform, we're going to protect our kids, we're going to hold big tech accountable, we're going to call out the government to keep our kids safe, winning platform. So when you look at those images of, they're reporting 1.1 million, who knows, plus. Why don't we have that in the United States? As a matter of fact, we don't have it about any issues. But at the Warriors, we are concerned about kids, because every minute I sit here and talk to you, more and more children, our youth, our young people are being abused. It can't go on. The pendulum has to swing back. Start in your own home, in your community. Don't walk away from this. I don't want to hear anymore, I'm tired of, well, it's dark and ugly, or my kid wouldn't do that, because yes, they're all doing it. And I don't see an end in sight. I only see it getting worse. So give your kids a hug, family members, loved ones, a hug, a kiss. If they're not with you, give them a phone call, not a text message. Actually give them a phone call, because we need to get back to personal connection and get out of this isolation. And remember, peaceful protesting, that's what we promote. But what does it say about us as a country in the United States? Our morality, when every day horrific stories are being sent to me, even stories from the NYPD. I'm not really at liberty to share, of children and the abuse going on, and how they're sick and it turns their stomachs and they don't know what to do, and they're burning out because this normalization of this sexualization of taking kids, at least here in New York, what I can share, and they call them hop parties, and they bring them from motel to motel. They're never in one place for too long, and they arrange everything online, and they bring in a bunch of men, these motels on the highways, wherever they are, and then they expose children to this. And after they're done, it happens very quickly, they're on to the next motel. What does it say about us? It's got to stop. And it starts, it's got to start from the bottom up, because the top, is not doing anything. That I will share with you. So, in your home, in your community, be aware. Think about peaceful protesting. Make sure you go to lynswarriors.org. Follow our calls to action. We'll be organizing something in Washington in the coming months, and we'll need all of you to join us. We can't burn out now, because this is only the beginning. So remember, community creates change. Be a warrior.